Shall we go see if there's eggs in the chicken coop? Let's go take a look. Hi, Sweetie. Her name is Sweetie. Did you leave us any eggs in the coop? Oh, and here's Lizzo. Hey, Lizzo. Did you leave us any eggs this morning? Should we go take a look? Let's go see. Oh, look. Somebody's in here laying. This one is Mrs. Wilkins. She's laying. And this is Mrs. Buttercups, her sister. But look, somebody was in here before. And we have 3 eggs. So okay, we're going to be doing some more shading and drawing practice. We're going to be drawing this egg that I collected from the hen house. And just to start off, we're going to do some warm-ups just to kind of loosen up. So the first thing I want you to do is very lightly, with a pencil, not a pen, draw some circles on your page. Notice how I'm not drawing like this. Instead, I'm moving my whole hand. In fact, you can go like this at first without even touching the paper, just to kind of get started. And then when you're ready, touch down. So spread them out a bit, because we're going to be taking these circles and making them more into an egg shape, into an oval shape. So this part of the egg has a circle within it, and then it kind of slants as it reaches the top or the side. So what I want you to do is, don't worry about being too perfect. This is just a warm-up. But try making these circles that you just drew into an egg shape. You don't want to go too slow. You want to get some rhythm here. So it's relaxing and it's warming you up. You don't want to get all like crazy intense. You just want to warm up, loosen up. Okay, the next warm-up activity I'd like you to try is drawing 2 parallel lines on your paper, and then find the approximate halfway mark and make little marks there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to draw a circle, and as you go down to that halfway mark, you're going to make the circle thinner and thinner, more like elliptical. And then once you get to that halfway mark, you're going to grow them larger again and rounder again. So basically what you've done here is you've taken your oval and you've kind of turned it in space to be flattened, and then turned it back out again as it goes down. So try it one more time. And it's a warm-up. So again, don't worry about it being so perfect. And you might even, after doing that, just feel like doing some of this. Just warm yourself up. And one more warm-up to try is to draw a line straight down, a a line across, and then you're going to put a line halfway through again, halfway through again, and then you're going to draw circles getting larger and larger, touching the outer lines. So notice I went out of the lines here. Some aren't that circular. Don't worry about it. It's a warm-up. Okay, so once you've done that, I think my favorite one was just doing that first exercise where we did all those circles like this, and then we changed them into an egg shape. I think that was my favorite, most relaxing one, but you might find you like one of these better, one of the other ones that we tried better. So I want you to photograph this warm-up, and this warm-up. You can do it all on the same page or use as many pages as you like. Use front and backs of pages, and they will need to be handed in. The last thing we're going to do is our drawing of our egg. So it's interesting, when you look at this egg, I have a light source coming from this direction, an artificial light, that's making a nice dark shadow here. But I also have a window coming from the right side that's casting another shadow over here. So that's a little bit complicated to start drawing both of these, but you'll see that there isn't just one light source. I've got some light bouncing around, but I'm going to concentrate on this shadow first and concentrate on the light coming from this direction. And I'm going to draw my oval shape. And if you like, you can start out by making it, making the circle and then elongating it, whatever you need to do to get a nice oval shape. And don't worry about erasing, you just want to get a good line in here. So I see a reflection coming this way from my window, and I see a reflection coming this way from that light source. So I'm just going to lightly remind myself that there's a light source here and there's a reflection of light here. And then when I look, this is my darkest shadow. It starts about here from my viewpoint. It comes out like this.
I'm going to shade that in.
Okay, so I'm back. I sped that up so you could see what I did here, but notice that I held my pencil like this, and I'm using the flat side of the pencil, not straight up and down. It's better for shading. The darkest line is right where the egg meets the surface. That's where the least amount of light is getting in. And then as I shaded, I used a curved line because obviously it's a curved shape. And what you want to try to do is go from your darkest dark and then gradually go to light. So you don't want to just have this hard, you don't want like this hard curved line and then have it really light right next to it. You want to go from dark to a little lighter to a little lighter. And one trick that you can use, in the classroom, I have blending stumps that will make this make this smoother, but we can just use a piece of tissue. So you could use your finger to smear, but your finger has natural oils on it, and it's not a great idea. It can make things a little messy, but you can now take this and smooth out the graphite that you already laid down on the paper. And you can see it just makes it a little more realistic. And then you can go back in and get some of these outer edges again. And then I really want to keep the bright whitest white. I kind of smeared over it. So this little highlight, I want to keep white. I want the white of the paper to show through. And I don't really want to see that line that I drew in the beginning that showed the circular shape, so I want to kind of soften that, get rid of that, but make sure that some areas are super light to show highlight and some areas are darker. So we've got some really deep dark tones, and then we've got these mid tones, this kind of light gray, and then it gets a little darker where we see shadow. So I just want you to play around with this. And if you want, you can really look at what's really happening. Like I see a double shadow here that comes out. So if you want to draw from observation and you take out a real egg and you're really observing the shadows that are being cast by the egg shape, it's really fun, and you'll get a different situation every time. And get rid of that hard line by smearing it. So you can see that it was dark here, a little lighter, and then if I really want to get crazy, I can get this shadow up here, which is much lighter than the shadow beneath the egg, so I can add that a bit. And I could even just draw shade directly with my dirty tissue. Use it as a tool. Okay, so give this a try. I would love for you to really get your own egg out of your refrigerator. Make sure you prop it up so it doesn't roll away and break. If you're lucky, you have a hard-boiled egg all ready to go. If you don't have an egg, you can use my video and draw alongside. Use the pause button so that you're not drawing from memory, so that you can really take your time. Chickens, come here. Chickens, come see.